What is up, creatives? This is Tom. Welcome back to another Budget Wednesday. Now, this one might look a little different, and that's because I'm actually shooting this on a 7 or 8 year old camera. This is the Nikon D3200, and it's actually the first camera that I ever bought for YouTube videos. It's been sitting in one of my drawers for quite some years now, but I thought, let's get it out and break it down for a Budget Wednesday. So, without further ado, let's roll that intro. So, as you guys know, Budget Wednesday is the weekly series where we go through either a budget piece of video production or photography equipment, or we go through a tip, something to improve your photo or video game on a weekly basis. And in this one, I want to talk about a few things. So this is the Nikon D3200, and like I said, this camera is about 7 or 8 years old now. It is just a fantastic piece of kit. This was a real workhorse for me back in the day. I'm shooting on this camera and it's paired with a Sigma 30mm f1.4. This is obviously a really old version of this lens. But basically what I'm doing is I want to showcase that you can get really high quality video with a camera that is going to cost you under $200. Now this camera right now, you can buy it on eBay for, like I said, around about that $200 mark if you pick up a used version. You can even get one for quite a lot cheaper than that, often paired with some set of lenses. And one of the main things I want to hit home about this episode of Budget Wednesday is not to undervalue older generation equipment. You can often save hundreds and hundreds of dollars just by going for a previous version of a piece of kit. Take this setup for instance, I could shoot this on my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera and it would end up looking probably quite a lot better. But for YouTube, this type of setup is going to get you by absolutely fine. This camera films in 24 frames a second in 1080p, and you can get some really great results. In terms of lighting in this setup, what I've actually got is I've got a newer LED panel. This is a bi-color newer LED panel, and I've just got that on a softbox pointing directly at my face, and I have this sofa setup behind me. So this is a pretty simple YouTube sort of almost like a cinematic video setup for YouTube videos. I think what might be useful is if we turn off this newer light so you can see almost like what it's like to just add that light back in. So let's do that. So there we go, I've done that now, and now the only sort of source of lighting is actually just from a couple of fairy lights I've got in the corner of the room there. But let's go ahead and add that softbox in so you can just see the enormous difference that this is going to make. There we go, and just like that, you can see that the lighting is actually probably one of the biggest components. You can get a camera which has just amazing picture reproduction, shoots in 4K, all of these crazy frame rates, but if your lighting isn't on point, you're really going to see a dramatic loss in quality. So just a simple little softbox like this will basically just elevate your video production. And again, this entire setup is really not going to cost you very much. You could swap out the softbox option and get maybe something or a lighting situation that was just a little bit cheaper. This will run you about $100 and then about $200 for the camera, maybe a lens combination. And again, you switch out this microphone for maybe something a bit more affordable, and you're basically creating a whole YouTube production for under $300 to $400. So that's probably it for this one, guys. I really just wanted to keep this video quite simple and basically just talk about the importance of not discounting for older generation gear. Like I said, even going back this sort of 6-7 years for cameras, you can get some amazing deals on some older generation camera gear. A particular favorite of mine is the Panasonic GH4. This was one of the camera that I actually upgraded to from the Nikon D3200, and that camera you can pick up for like sort of $500 now, used, I believe. So these are just crazy deals. These cameras were very expensive at the time and still come with amazing quality to boot. So that's kind of it for this video. Like I said, I just want to keep this sort of short and sweet. Let me know what you guys shoot on down below in the description, and if you use any sort of really older pieces of camera equipment, video gear. I'd love to hear about anything. You know, maybe you've got something that's stuck around for like 5 years in your camera setup. Let me know what that is and why in the comments. I'll be down there as always, and I'll catch you guys next time.